Hey guys, 732 Review Crew here. I am Mikey.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Mike.
And we are back with Shogun, episode 2. Now, we are very excited about this. We are going into this pretty much blind. There is a novel that this is based on, but we don't know anything about it. But it's also based loosely, I believe, on real life events. We don't know really much about that. Really haven't looked up too much personally, besides just character relations and family, like a family tree thing. Like that's available on the website from FX.
The only thing that I know about this is since it's in like 1600, it's going into like Edo Japan period, which is the one that everyone's like, we love that period. And it was just tumultuous civil wars, stuff like that.
I'm very excited to see what happens because a lot of tension has been, building in this so far, and it's ready to pop off. And I'm ready to start this. So thank you for joining us. We're starting episode 2 in 3, 2, 1. And thanks for watching. Oh, a year ago.
太后様はお一人になりたいと仰せでございます。
虎長殿、これ
美人にはとんと触手が動きませんよ。
わしは大好物。共に朝鮮を平定したかったの。曲がりはうもめ高の目の連中ばかり。八重千代が元服するまでその方一人を大老にするという一案と八重千代を守ってくれるのなら。
So it's 5 instead.
させれば敵方に結束を固める理由を与えることになりましょうな。
He's a wise dude.
Yeah, he is.
いかにも賢き答えじゃ。
It was.
石戸、木山、大野、杉山。それにお主は。
Because it refused it. Okay.
国の頂に立つ者は誰より子供なのだと。
Oh, they have an intro? Look at that. Wow.
That's a wild perspective.
Sacked, slaughtered, and pillaged his way through Manila. It's a real piece of work, that one. Brutal, savage.
No, thank you to leave now.
Take the plate with you.
So he knows everything about Macau. Christ is my witness. This bush was on the verge of open war. The last thing we need is any discussion of past entanglements.
Well, then let us be grateful our visitor does not speak Japanese.
Not yet.
マリコ殿が同席しても構わぬか。ポルトガル語の修行になるゆえ、来るようにわしが命じたのじゃ。そなたは師匠であるからの。
Oh, good. So you'll be able to twist my words in your Portuguese favor.
I will translate without prejudice.
Well, seeing as you're so bloody honest.
John Blackthorne of the Erasmus. But I am not your assassin. That you will do yourself.
Cold.
何故お前の国は通詞の王国と戦っておるのじゃ。
Why are you at war with my kingdom?
Because England refuses to be intimidated by Catholics.
それゆえお前は海賊になった。敵のカトリックに戦を仕掛けるために本気で信じてもいない神を錦に旗に掲げて。
I am not a pirate.
もしわしらが戦を仕掛けたらどうする？
I cannot conceive of being an enemy to you, Lord.
わしにはたやすく思い。
Ooh. He's sweating a little bit.
He's got such good composure. Buranaga.
Then I would commend my soul to God. Or surely I would die by the hand of a techie like you.
Enemy?
This is Lord General Ishido, Toranaga's chief rival. If you value your life, do not say a word.
キリシタンどもはこの男を異端と呼んでるそうじゃが誠か。
はい、Ishido様。
揉め事で元になれなければよいのじゃ。
You are to be detained.
For how long?
I do not know, Anjin.
No, I protest this treatment! I'm a guest of your lord, not a prisoner!
息子と一緒になって笑うとは。お前はこやつを屋上中か何かと思うてるのか。
今日、虎長様が母上をお呼びになり、偉人に会わせたのでございます。
殿はどのようなことでお前が呼ばれたのじゃ。お前ならわかるか。何故お前の母はおとなしく家に収まっておれんのじゃ。
Oh.
父上。召し上がりますのか。
いや、
Oh, that's his father?
Where'd he go?
Oh,
And he's jealous.
yeah, no, he's like a real fucking asshole.
His wife is more honorable than him, you know?
昔も今も殿には手が焼けまする。
お前の大きな尻と同じじゃ。
あのや、神様の前で何ということ。
患者によれば、ポルトガル人らはあの偉人を目の敵にしておるようじゃ。
何故そこにキリシタンの大老が出てまいるのでござるか。
殿に断罪が下されるのは残りの大老が結束して票を投じた場合のみにござりまする。殿はあの偉人を用いて石堂とキリシタンの大老との結束に日々を入れるおつもりかと。
She's shrewd.
嫁子の腹の座りようをちと見習うがよい。
Wow. She's smart as fuck, huh?
That's why she's part of the inner circle and her husband isn't, you know?
Has he better be executed?
I think so.
Getting that vibe.
Jesuits put you here too, then. Jesuits put you here. God, you are a child in the wilderness. You don't know their games. They're Sugiyama, descended from the richest samurai family in Japan. Ono, a feared warrior whose affliction of leprosy led him
Oh, it's just leprosy.
to the church. And Kiyama, a man whose faith in Christ is guided only by his greed and ambition.
This guy knows a lot.
I just love this show because I have so many questions all the time.
I want to see them in their armor so bad.
It's getting to that point, I'm sure.
So like episode 3 or 4, you know?
And I love all the finer details, like how specific everything is. You know?
Is he thinking I used to be a warrior and now this is what I do?
I think he's just looking forward to it.
3票投下その前に一つ片付けておきたいことが異端者のことあいにく牢に入れただけでは足りぬのじゃなるほどで
He does not care.
我らはそのものの処刑を所望い
Politely demand.
異端者は我らがデウスを侮辱しはてさてオミラはパードレどもが積み上げる山ほどの献上品がなかったとしてもそのデウスとやらに忠誠を尽くされる
Yeah, divide the council.
もはや猶予ござらん
Impugned his honor.
デウスの皆において要請する
Oh.
異端者の処刑が先じゃ
I love that. It's like we're fucking bureaucrats and this goddamn warrior is fucking with us, dude. He's playing mind games.
The ultimate rank a mortal can achieve. Shogun.
Oh.
I came in 72, clutching my rosary. Visions of the souls I would save.
Damn, so he's been here like 30 years.
Yeah, 28 years.
These Jesuits care nothing for the souls. They made an idol of that cursed black ship. That's how they dominate trade. But the church incited the rebellion, smuggled guns from that secret base in Macau.
Haha, he knows about Macau now.
You telling me the Lord's here? Don't know.
It's too late for that now.
You don't understand. I must tell them. That's my way out.
This is execution stuff. Woo!
We got to see the head roll.
As soon as Toranaga calls on me to permit the black ship to depart, you will be the first to know. And which is your stronger tongue now? Portuguese or Latin?
She knows Latin too.
You have always had good instincts about those with bad intentions. The dark thoughts you have confessed to me in the past, are they still with you?
What dark thoughts?
Dark thoughts, huh? Okay.
What's going on here?
私が朝鮮兵のムクロの山から引きずり出してやった立派な侍太閤様が大阪城をお作りになった折日の本の武将どもがこぞって自慢の石を献上した殿下はわしが献辞大使をあの角石にお選びくださったさらに褒美として大老に取り立ててくださったのじゃいずれキリシタンのご大老方が敵に回ると踏んでおいでかと我ら大老氏の絆は盤石へ
Ooh, who's running Macau?
石戸様の力が最も強大になるのは必要大野殿木山殿が石戸様の敵に回りまする キリシタンの支援を受けておられるお二方は。
わしに勝ち目はなかろうな。残念だがあの偉人の処刑はすでに再開しておる。キリシタン大老お二方に押し切られたのよ。
手の打ちようがなかった。
Is he gonna break him out?
拙者お力になれるやもしれ
I
ません。
think that's what he's asking.
I love how it looked like a crinkled piece of printer.
Well, he's a prisoner now. He's not. They did not killing him. They said. Kiyama is the Christian one that's greedy, though. Woohoo! Jeez. Whoa.
Trust in God, baby. Prison break.
Oh, he distracts them.
He was fast.
Yeah.
Oh, and he pays them.
Oh,
and then they kill
that
the
way
bandits.
there's no one to talk about it.
That's wild.
That's cold-blooded.
That's so cold.
This dude's such a snake.
He's even got the black feathers. Like...
He's like, oh, you speaking now.
That's cruel. I am a good dog. That was cold-blooded though, with bandits and then murdering.
Yeah, he literally was like, "Hey, I need you to just go kill those people," and then he came, his loyal people, and we're like, "Chow."
He did the right thing though. Why?
He's playing both sides, so he always comes out on top.
He asks about your country, your rulers and customs.
I wonder what map he's gonna draw.
God, I hope he is even remotely good at this.
But he's a pilot. He has to be.
Just expect.
No, he doesn't.
Stick figure like, hi.
We came by way of Magellan's Pass.
Oh, he's pretty good.
マカオにポルトガルの砦があるゆえと申しておりまする。
Subtle.
Employs Japanese mercenaries. I'm told you call them Ronin. A secret Catholic fortress used for gun running, employed during an uprising some years ago. This is the way Portugal and Spain carved up the New World. 70 years ago, they signed a treaty that split undiscovered land between them, your country, so it belongs to them.
日の本はポルトガル領だと申しております。
He's like,
ポルトガル領と申したのか。
ならば我ら民国との間で天下を二分してやろう。
黙っておれ。
Oh, he's speaking out of turn.
Each Spanish and Portuguese king has the right to lay claim to any non-Catholic land they discover and to replace its government with Catholic rule.
This is a lie.
That's crazy because it's true.
It is.
ポルトガルの望みはキリシタンにあらざる天下人を追放し仲間であるキリシタンの統治者を据えること。
He's like, fuck, there's two of them already.
He asks what you seek here.
To vanquish our common enemies.
敵と戦うのに殿の力添えをいただくためと申しております。You are outnumbered, it is hopeless.
Unless I win.
己が勝てば望みはあると申しております。
John Blackthorne.
Crazy. He's
He
like, I
likes
like him, yeah.
It's like Tom Hardy vibes though, right?
Woo!
That was such a little like, right, buddy?
This dude's like shitting a brick right now.
Doesn't he remind you of Tom Hardy kind of though?
Bro, he sounds just like Russell Crowe.
Does he? Mix of him and Tom Hardy.
Has generously gifted you his personal quarters.
His personal quarters?
These women can assist you in preparation for your bath.
Thank you, but I've already bathed.
Oh, in the prison?
No, in the village.
But that was some time ago.
What, two baths in a week? What do you want me to catch the flux?
Barbarian.
今 黒船が長崎に向かって出港できないと翌年の輸送に間に合わなくなると。
私は常に利益について考えておる。そっちの国と我が国。
おお。
海が荒れるやもしれん。お主らの教会がこの辺りの海域に隠し砦を築いておるのもそれがゆえかもしれんの。
He's playing hardball. I love it.
Well, no, he is furious.
Oh, I
if
love it.
it's true, it's not going to be a good time.
Well, also it divides the council more.
Let this be my burden, Father.
Are we going to get to see a ninja?
Oh, you were so right. Here is a ninja.
Is John Blackthorne gonna fucking mess a motherfucker up or what?
Or is she just gonna dip? Because they're obviously here for him. God damn! She's just murdering everybody.
Yo, she's...
Bro, she's making a bloodbath.
She's looking for Blackthorne. Oh, the Melord. Oh my god.
Man knew what was happening.
No!
Oh, he's defended him. Ooh, Lord defended him.
Bro.
He's trying to keep her alive, isn't he? Nope, she's dead. Never mind.
いや、これは石堂の仕業ではない。今宵わしが真珠を安心に貸してやった。わしは安心がいるはずの客間に身を隠して。
Oh, they were going after him.
They were going after him.
Yeah.
He is so smart, dude. He's like 40 chess, bro.
And he was sitting with his swords in that room.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, we'll talk about that. Holy shit, he's so smart. If it ends right now, we're
So I
gonna
just said he's playing 4D chess, bro. He's,
Actually,
oh my
he's
God.
playing Go. They're playing chess.
So he knew that by bringing John Blackthorne to his castle, somebody would make an attempt on John Blackthorne. So he gave him his personal quarters, and then where he would usually have his sword and armor, but brought his swords to John Blackthorne where he would be, just so that he could kill the assassin because he knew it was coming. That's why he was awake and whatnot. That was, you're right, 40 fucking chests out the fucking, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was.
And what was even crazier was how many people that assassin killed. She killed like 8 people.
Bro, there's a bloodbath. She murdered like 5 or 6 people.
She killed
all neck. All neck.
Well, she's got a small blade.
Quickly.
She knows. She knows where she has to swing for with the small blade.
Yeah.
Yeah. She knows she has to go for the neck.
Well, have you ever
She was a
heard,
ninja.
You
literally.
also, you know what they say? You can tell someone's intent with a knife based off of one thing.
She was
right?
how she was holding it, and she was
Because
holding
if they're holding it upright, like blade this way,
stabby.
You could try to fight. But if they're holding it this way, they say run. Like they're
And that's how she was holding it.
fucking
'cause-
murder
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
dude, and the parry, right? The last guy who like opened the door, she just like stabbed. Like
that was crazy.
bro.
Oh, the girl that tried to run away where she grabbed her hair. That was crazy.
She was just killing people.
That's just I expected.
For the record, for anybody who has to face a dude with a knife, never fight someone with a knife
run away.
because they will stab you. Because if it's coming down, it's hard to block, and if it's coming from up, they can get under your rib cage and actually kill you.
Okay.
Do not listen to this knife advice. You're a wild man.
No, the saying is like if they're holding it down though, like it's normally they're
holding a knife. Run.
Trained to use.
Viewers, please
You're
run.
actually more likely to survive if they're stabbing downward.
Yeah.
Because they can't actually get to your heart, and you
Okay,
can block
I mean,
your
that's
head.
not like what they teach in self-defense, but whatever. All right.
Okay.
I'm just saying that's like it's a real thing.
I want to see what this
Terrible
phrase means. Catch. So John Blackthorne said he would catch the flux from.
That's because bathing was believed to be unhealthy.
Dysentery.
Yes, bathing was believed to be unhealthy.
You know, thank you for looking that up. I forget about stuff like that all the time where I'm like, I wonder what that meant.
Oh, and there's this whole thing about it right here. A screen rant thing about it. Let's see.
Huh.
So basically, he refuses to bathe because they didn't have clean water where he was in England in the 1600s. So therefore, he was afraid of getting dysentery by bathing, which is why they only bathe once a week to prevent it, because they probably didn't have proper sewers and whatnot. And
well, it's also a lot of effort to like run a bath.
Well, if you think about the 1600s England, wasn't that also when they had all the trash in the streets and whatnot?
If you're in London, or a similar city,
which makes sense.
I mean, they also throw their sewage in the street.
Cool. That's cool to think about. So, in this episode, we got a bunch of developments. So we learned that through the beginning of the flashback that Toranaga was very close with the former ruler, to the point that while he was on his deathbed, he was like, everybody except for Toranaga, get the hell out of my room, we're going to talk. He offered Toranaga the regency as sole regent, but knew that Toranaga would say no, because he knew him so well, that he was like, all right, we'll make 5 lords. It seems like they were vying for the same woman too at one point when they were talking. Or maybe they dated a bunch of the same women too.
It did seem that way, and their hardcore eye contact would lead you to believe there was some unsettled business there.
With who? Who's eye contact?
Well,
there's a lot of side eye.
Mariko?
The Taikos? No. The previous ruler's wife and Toranaga.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Also, just saying, the first time she locks eyes with him, he's like, my son, my beautiful son, your eyes always remind me of your mother. And then she's just looking at him like, man, that was awkward. I was like, is that not his son?
I was getting that vibe a little bit.
That's his son.
I don't know.
Japan is honor bound. That's 100% his son.
Sure, totally.
The guy would have to commit seppuku if he did that to his wife, type of situation. Now, we learned more about the Portuguese in this one. And we saw some of the Portuguese, we saw
leaders.
A lot
more of that.
There was the one father named, I think, Martin some Alvino or something like that. He was
Philly nut guy.
He was He was a Catholic father who was the one that taught Mariko how to speak, I believe, Portuguese, but also he was the interpreter who did truthfully say everything that John Blackthorne was saying. So I will say props to him for saying that, because the previous interpreter, when he was talking to Lord, was it Nobu? The one that in the village, when he was talking to Yabushigi in the last village, the one interpreter was saying the wrong.
Oh yeah.
So props to him for being honest and truthful.
Well, he seems actually like religious. Actually,
well, that's the thing.
He's giving off the impression he's not there for money.
What's the?
Well, no. They're there for money too.
No.
What's the Portuguese
guy specific?
No, I know he's still there for money. That's why he's mad about.
Hold on. What's the Portuguese pirate from the episode 1's name that like almost drowned and they saved him? I'm blanking. I like them.
He wasn't mad that the ship isn't. What?
Rodriguez.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Rodriguez said, is like, hey, he's not going to be the type of guy to like let God's will go off, so don't follow his example. And then Martin was like, no, well, I'm going to be completely truthful and like let God sort it out, because John Blackthorne, you're going to dig your own grave. And it's now causing massive problems. And Rodriguez literally warned, like, hey, don't let this happen.
Yes, but the only thing I'll say is he also knew the moment they walked in, he saw that Mariko was there, so he couldn't lie anyways.
Yeah, he knew she spoke.
I mean, clearly Toranaga is smart as fuck. And he's not making any mistakes yet anyways.
No.
So, I mean, her being there was important.
Yes.
Because if she wasn't, he would have had to trust whatever the father was telling him.
Now, speaking of Mariko, so Mariko's husband is a
loser.
Well, not just a loser. He is the son of, I think,
of Toranaga's his second.
Was it Hiromatsu? I think his name.
Maybe
God bless you, Mikey.
Hiromatsu. Hiromatsu is the name of, I believe, that man, and his son is the guy that's a loser, I believe, or his grandson, either one. Because he was because
we don't know that he could just be like
because
he's younger, so it's less
it could be his son or his grandson, but I think it's his son. But what I'm trying to say is his connection is not as strong to his best friend's son.
Lord.
His best friend's son, but his best friend's daughter-in-law, because he finds her more useful. Probably most likely that, because he's all, about keeping her in the inner circle, which seems to be, the group that we saw. His inner circle kind of was those people we saw in that one meeting when they were all sitting there talking with the older women too, whether that be, his wife or whatnot.
Well, hold on. Do we actually know who's who? Is that his second in command is Mariko his daughter or his daughter-in-law?
Daughter-in-law.
For sure.
Yeah, they said that.
Yeah.
Oh, they did say
that. That's why it was a whole big thing about
because then the only thing I can understand Toranaga's doing that for is he can clearly tell how smart she is.
Well, there's also that whole bit. The big thing was they were when the one guy had to commit seppuku last episode. It was such a big deal because it was his daughter-in-law.
And she made it more gracious.
It was his best friend's daughter. Well, his like second in command, best friend's daughter-in-law's, friend or a close friend or something like that. I think it was why it was such a big thing, which is why Mariko was able to talk down the girl with the knife in that episode because it wouldn't have been honorable.
I mean, it is fucked up though because the guy not only has to kill himself, but it's
he doesn't have to.
He said
he offered that up. He didn't have to do that.
He said that he wants to end him and his family line.
Yes.
So when he said that, it meant kill his son.
And he didn't have to, but he went through with it anyway because it was what But technically, he didn't have to say family line part. He could have just killed himself, but he thought it would be dishonorable.
I don't know enough about seppukai to disagree.
It's because they keep the last names in Japan.
Is it seppukai?
Seppuku. They keep the last names in Japan, therefore the wife doesn't have the same last name, but the son has the same last name, so they would end the line by doing that.
Gotcha.
Moving on, I learned the names of the lords and wrote them down in this episode. We have the 4 lords that we don't include Toranaga, because Toranaga is the 5th lord. We have Kiyama, Ona, Sugiyama, I think the name is.
Ishido.
And Ishido. Now, the important distinction is Kiyama and Ona are the 2 Christian lords, Catholic lords.
I think it's Ono.
Ono, yes, Ono. So Kiyama and Ono are the 2 Christian lords, Catholic lords. Kiyama is greed-based, which we saw at the end. He's the one that does the shipping and money-making.
Ono seems more faith.
Well, he seems more like, they said because of his leprosy, he went so deep into the church to save his heavenly soul.
Yes.
Since his one on earth is not going great.
He used to be a great warrior. Now we know Sugiyama is just the other one who's the one that was... Sugiyama was there. He was in the meeting with the 4 of them, but he was just the rich one. That's what they said. He's not religious.
He's very wealthy. Yes.
And Ishido is the caretaker of the castle,
and also a warrior.
But he's the second most powerful behind Toranaga.
He is the most powerful.
No, he's the second most.
No, he is.
I thought Toranaga.
No. In terms of military strength,
singularly, Toranaga it seems.
But on the Council of the Regents, as the caretaker of the castle, is what Joe's saying.
Yes.
Now we saw in prison, John Blackthorne learned about Macau being a secret military base, which he talked about. I think in one of his books it mentioned that. But he also had the locations of the Portuguese bases. Now he used that information to
save his
butt. Before we get to that, let's talk about how fucking crazy it was that they ambushed that one group. They used the old man, it looks like, as a bait to make them stop, and then the bandits raid them with the samurai, and then he throws the money on the floor and he lets them loot the bodies, and while they're too busy looting, that's where they kill them, because they're like, and they're not going to see somebody walking up on them.
And that's why you check health bars.
Yeah. And if names become red. But that was crazy. That was a crazy scene. I can't wait to see some more battles because it looks like it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, well, so far they've definitely
fast.
Yeah. Well, that's how samurai are.
Just
and the assassin.
Well, that's how samurais are.
So fast.
Bro, it's just...
Dude, the moment she was holding the pillow, I was like...
But she's like...
As a guard, I think I would have started doing like this. Get away, man! I don't like this game!
The interesting thing was, though, that in order for the 2 Christian lords to vote to impeach Toranaga, they technically want John Blackthorne executed. So as long as John Blackthorne is not executed, they're not going to impeach Toranaga. But the big thing is, Ishido seemed to have learned that the Christian lords are plotting, and even as far as learned that, he
might not be able to eat that.
Especially if Toranaga is out of the picture, then Ishido is the next strongest, biggest threat to everybody else, and they might unite against him like he's done against Toranaga, which puts him at risk because not only will the Japanese be there, but the Catholics will do it potentially too.
It actually kind of seemed like up until that conversation with Yobu, he didn't realize that.
No.
Yeah.
And I think I couldn't tell if he was just saying that for the larger story or more specifically to Yobu. I know I'm shortening it. But
Yobushige.
as maybe I'll spare you somehow, you know?
Well, that's kind of what Yoba's idea was.
General.
Yeah.
I guess in the Korean War or whatever.
It seemed like that. There was a war.
Or maybe the uprising. Who knows?
No, it seemed like they attacked Korea.
Because they said Koreans.
Yeah, because I mean that's Japanese history.
But I mean that's kind of like who Yoba Shigu. Am I saying right?
Yobushige.
Yobushige.
I think.
I mean that's kind of in what he is since we've seen him is like. I'm out for me, baby.
Yeah, I'm liking his character, but
he's
hard
Snake.
to get a read yet on.
I agree. Who the?
Yeah, he's definitely out for number
I
one.
think he does care about Toranaga because
he was offended.
And he was straight up like the guy was like, I don't know why you chose him, which means that like it was out of character for him to choose Toranaga. So I think he's a real one, but he's also like
could be more there.
He's like, hold up, like I'm worried about me. I still love you, but I'm worried about me.
It's the truth. He is looking out for him, which is part of his thing. But he's also we learned from the first episode he's a fetishist and he's looking for that ultimate, final moment.
He's also a fucking
he's doing his own thing.
And he's bloodthirsty too.
He's bloodthirsty. Well, I mean, I found out that the guy that had sex with the courtesan or whatever in that episode, the first episode, was his servant, and he killed him after doing that, and that was part of it.
That makes sense.
The book.
Probably the book. I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
How could we have known that?
I don't know. That might be a spoiler, but the book. Somebody in the comments said that. I don't think it's a spoiler.
I don't think it's just.
We've moved past.
Yeah, we're past that.
The story.
Now,
so.
Yeah.
The one thing I want to mention: Macau is a Portuguese base near Japan that has Ronin, which are wandering samurai for hire.
Now, I could be a little bit wrong about this because I don't actually know my map perfectly, but I'm pretty sure Macau is on the Chinese mainland.
Yeah, it's China.
Yeah.
But it's close enough to be a threat.
Well, yeah, but that's why they talked about the Magellan's Passage, words, because they didn't have to go past China then.
I'm going to laugh because John Blackthorne did reveal the entire thing that we learned all in history school, obviously, and when we were in high school and whatnot, which is the fact that the Catholics, especially the Roman Catholic Church, did spread across the entire world with missionaries to not only spread the gospel about Jesus Christ, Catholicism, but also to use that as a way to get foothold for trade. Because it wasn't like,
that's a good point. We have strayed away from. No one ever mentions how the Spanish and Portuguese were the villains like 400 years ago.
Well, yeah, because I mean the British.
Everyone talks about the British. Everyone talks about Russians, Germans. Portuguese and Spanish have been pretty terrible.
French too. French too.
Actually, all of Europe. Let's just talk about all of Europe.
Mongolians, yeah. Well, that's a different story. But besides that, the big thing is John Blackthorne pointed out the fact that Portugal and Spain have split the world, and it seems like obviously Spain got South America for the most part, as well as Portugal did get a little bit. It seems like Portugal got the Asias and whatnot, especially Japan, and Toranaga was not happy to hear that they claimed it, and it seemed like he was very it wasn't too hard to convince him that a bunch of white men that were they're spreading religion that he doesn't care about also would use that also.
Guest of his nation laid claim to his nation.
Well, I also think to a degree, even though he didn't say it, I think it's exactly what he needed. Because again, now he can also flip. Not that he wants to be friends with Ishido, because Ishido wants to kill the heir to the throne, but just saying it gives them a common enemy, perhaps. Right.
Now, we had a very, very interesting episode title, this one obviously, which was Two Masters. I believe the name of the episode was Two Masters.
Is that what it was?
Yes. No. It was One Servant, Two Masters.
Yeah, One Servant, Two Masters.
Yeah.
So that could be a lot of people in this show. The main thing I want to point out is we have Mariko as the first person as a candidate for One Servant, Two Masters, because she serves God and she serves Toranaga.
Catholic God.
Yeah.
Toranaga. Second one to think about is Yabushige.
Yeah,
because he's One Servant, Two Masters.
Specifically meant him
because he's serving Toranaga, but he's also working for Ishido essentially. Because technically, Ishido was kind of like it'd be a shame if that barbarian disappeared for a little bit, so that we could learn more about stuff that the Portuguese might not be telling us. Which is
and also not going just jumping on this Two Masters, One Servant. I mean, it's also the Spanish and all of the Japanese lords they also are dealing with the two masters of money and God, and they're servants both of them.
But also,
that's what I was going to say.
Also, John Blackthorne.
I'm trying to figure it out.
He doesn't have. He doesn't have masters. He doesn't have the same.
I feel like it's going to be Toranaga in England.
Well, no, I think,
but it's not there yet.
Well, he's part of the Dutch trading company, so it's not really England for him because his ship is Dutch.
He's proudly English.
Yeah,
but we'll say his is England, his home country.
Because he didn't say,
and it's going to be Yabush.
Because when he talked about his home country and cultures, even though he was on a Portuguese mission, he talked about England and he talked about the Queen. And it seemed like he was there as an Englishman, and it was just convenient to be with the Portuguese.
Yes.
Yes. Now, one thing I found interesting too was how
Dutch.
How the priests work directly with the Kiyama, the Catholic Lord. They're working directly because they obviously are planning this entire time to just maximize profit. And when the moment that Toranaga was like, no, they went directly to him.
Yeah.
And, obviously he's doing under the table dealings that not even,
everybody knows
Ishido.
What's up, Mikey.
No.
I don't think it's like people don't know.
No, like he's doing things that not even Ishido knows about, I think.
Sure. Well, like the secret base in Macau, clearly going to ruffle some feathers.
But remember, the random Christian priest in prison knows all about everything.
Now, does this mean that we're going to have united, the three non-Christian lords are going to fight the two Christian lords and,
but like I said, the number one issue there is that Ishido, at least so it seems, wants total power.
Yes.
He doesn't want to just have power until the rightful heir comes of age, right? Like that's the whole point of
Toranaga. It seems like it's like 5 years at this point.
Might be longer.
16 is
no, it's pretty close.
It's 16 and he's like 11-year-old heir.
Yeah, I guess he does
2 to 4 years, I'd say.
Yeah,
4 years maybe.
I'd say 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
11,
I think
10.
he's 10 to 12. I think.
But when he's 16, he's gonna be Lord, so that's why. It's crazy. I love how they included him in that situation too, so he could learn more about the world itself. Because being future Lord, he needs to learn how to dealings with outsiders, though potentially.
Considering they're in like one of the last places to have outsiders.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime whoever conquered Japan.
Yeah, it's last time.
Mongolians never succeeded.
Koreans never succeeded.
Yeah.
China never succeeded either.
Yeah.
So technically the opposite happened. Japan left their mainland and invaded everywhere else. It's technically, you don't want to invade an island.
I don't think anyone ever invaded or successfully conquested Japan.
I don't think so.
No, besides the Japanese. Only the Japanese.
Yeah.
Only the Japanese have beaten the Japanese on their own turf like that, in terms of
nobody can make me bleed my own blood, not even me.
Also, speaking of that, John Blackthorne jumped in front of Toranaga to save him in this episode and got slashed.
I don't think that was selfless, though. That was definitely I should save this guy if I expect to have my neck.
No, but still, it was Toranaga.
He
did.
That he was only reciprocating the favor.
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
He was paying it forward, but no, he owed that already.
I don't have anything else to add. Do you guys?
I just want to know if John Blackthorne actually is there to kill Portuguese people, or if that's just an elaborate cover story.
I thought he was there to trade and kill Portuguese.
Well, let's all remember how he got there. Right now, he's just happy to be alive, okay? I think it's likely if it was 5 ships and they were all as well armed,
maybe they were
going to fuck shit up.
Okay.
It seems like. It seems like they did. But anyways.
We'll find out.
He did say he was there to fight his enemy, or to fight their common enemy.
It's true.
So,
yeah, but that's the thing you type of say.
Sir, I'll be back in 18 months. Good luck.
I'll bring cannons then.
Yeah.
So.
All right. I don't have anything else to add. I really enjoyed this episode. It made a really long discussion. Thank you for joining us for the 732 Review Crew. I am Mikey.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Mike.
If you do enjoy our discussions, our content, or just us in general, do make sure you check out our Patreon, which features full lengths of this and many other types of shows and movies. Otherwise, make sure you say hi in the comments. Let us know your favorite part if you've read the book. If not, otherwise, see you next time. Bye.
Shing.
Like and subscribe. I'm dead.
Check out the Discord.
I think too. We have one.